How's it going, everyone? This is your friend, Tom Moore, coming at you live from the Millie Club on Facebook in the group and on the YouTube channel, the group YouTube channel. In fact, if you're not watching this on YouTube, do me a favor and go subscribe to the YouTube channel. And you can check out all of my sharpening content I've done and FFIBs and all that good jazz. Anyway, today we're going to sharpen a wreck shaman to a mirror. This one's kind of interesting. The spine has been crowned, so it's like got the PVD coating has been polished off and it's all smooth, and the nub has been deleted, and it's got some micarta scales and pretty cool knife. So let's put a mirror on it and make it a really cool knife. So to mount this, hope this is not too wide for my screws I just put in here. Okay, good. So we're going to put it kind of in the middle. Then we're going to take a stone, put it in the holder, and we're going to line the flat grind line right here. That line has to be parallel to the stone so I don't fuck up the coating like that. That's where you clamp a Spyderco. That's the most important thing. There's lots of other mythology about how to sharpen, but if you want to do a Spyderco right, that's the way to do it. Okay. I'm going to tape off the ricasso with some electrical tape so I don't scratch off the coating with the sharpener. So I'm going to push this up against the flat grind line. Pretty excited. Tomorrow I'm going to a knife show, which is rad because it's in my hometown. It's in Eugene, Oregon. And very random show, but Spyderco happens to attend it every year. Eric Lesser himself does, actually, which is something I can't say about a lot of the knife shows. A lot of the knife shows, Eric doesn't show up. But this little rinky-dink one in my hometown he comes to, and he brings a ton of factory seconds. And I buy as many as I can. Actually, that's not true. I just buy a lot. I could buy more, but I ran out of money. Okay. Now we're going to find the angle of the dangle. I find shamans of any Spyderco are most often not at 17 degrees, but sometimes they are. So let's see where this one's at. Using the Sharpie. I have a feeling this one's going to be like 18 degrees. Bevel's pretty small for a shaman. Okay. So let's check our stop collar. So the stone doesn't go over the blade, but it's pretty close. So let's bump it up just a touch. Okay, we don't go off the blade. Pushed up against there. Okay. Now we're going to adjust the angle until we find where we're moving all the Sharpie. It's pretty close right there where we started at, actually. Which makes sense because I just sharpened a PM2 in here. Kind of wants to go down a little bit more, though. I'd rather be at a slightly higher angle than a lower angle because it takes a lot less time to profile. There we go. So that removed all the Sharpie. Let's check the other side, see if it does the same thing. It's even at a higher angle. It's probably pretty close, though. Let's see what numbers we're reading at. And we'll pick a nice full number. Both sides aren't the same. Oh, we're just over 17 degrees. Let's go 17 and a half. And the stone is in the holder right, all that good stuff. Okay, and we're going to sharpen now. So we got a little bit of work to do at the tip on the side. As you can see, there's a little bit of Sharpie left there, so right on the top of the bevel. So we have to eat it back, kind of. Let's re-Sharpie this whole edge, actually. So if you're watching this, don't be shy. Hit me up in the comments and say what's up. Keep me entertained while I keep you entertained. Fair deal? So right now I'm trying to profile the very tip. Oh, it's Becky's watching. So that was pretty quick and simple. We have a little tiny bit more to do at the tip, but we're profiled. I can already feel the burr. I've dressed or leveled or lapped, or I don't even know what the right word is, but I worked on my stones and I took some silicon carbide powder, which is how you flatten your stones, and I gave them a little work, and now they cut like a mother. So they work very well now that I leveled them and exposed some new fresh grit, new fresh CBN. We're going to flip. We got a burr, heavy burr up at the top because we were working on the edge or the tip. We got a burr right there. Not so much at the bottom yet, though. So let's re-Sharpie this side. Okay. So we're making sure that the tape stays in place. We'll push it all the way up tight against the flat grind line right there. And just give it a little saw in action. Make sure the tape is fully covering it. Now we're going to work the heel. This heel needs a little bit of love to get the little divot out that's right in front of the heel. Tip is looking really good on the side. Don't really need to fuck with it, actually. Okay. Do a little more work on the heel. Sawing and then fading forward strokes. Okay, we're going to say that's good for this pass. Oh, what up, Eric Mason? Doing a little sharpening. I haven't done a YouTube sharpening session for like at least a week. So I decided to do one because I've been slacking off heavy. They got a burr on this side. So I want to do another YouTube video because I've been slacking. I've been sharpening a ton of knives. I've been doing a lot of them off camera though, just because doing this is kind of a lot of work. And sometimes I just need to get them busted out real quick without the commentary. But this one I want to do on camera because I like mirroring knives on camera. This one's a good one for that. I just sharpened another rec knife. It was actually a PM2 though, right before this knife, and I had a monstrous chip in the tip. And honestly, the reason I didn't do it on camera is I thought it would be too boring to watch me grind away for, an hour, and it actually only took like a couple minutes. It was super easy, even though the chip was humongous. There's something when you're repairing a chip, it doesn't make sense. Like the physics of it doesn't make sense. Like you'll just be, lightly hit it a few times and it will disappear. Getting ready for Eugene? Yes, I am. I started packing, planning, picking out backpacks that I'm going to bring, picking out clothes. I'm ready. Okay, we're apex both sides now. Full edge. Got a little bit of work to do on the heel though still here. Just to square it up a little bit more, make it straighter. Okay, now let's check that out. It's hard to do heels with coated blades because the tape makes it not quite as clean of an end. There's not, there's a little bit of gap there between the heel and the end of the edge. Okay, let's check this side out. We got a full burr, full edge. Done it twice. We're going to switch up to 400 grit now. So I also lapped or flattened or dressed or whatever this stone, so it also works quite quickly. And getting rid of all the scratches from the 150. Does a great job at that. Very quickly now. Didn't take much work before, but now it's really fast. Okay, I usually just do 2 passes of 400 to make sure it's all scratch free because we're going to mirror this one. Reduce the burr a little bit. Make sure there's no change in matte of the satin. We got a little scratch right here. Ooh, this is a deep little scratch actually. I might have to switch back to a 150. So right there I got a scratch that isn't coming out immediately with this stone. I'll give it a quick scrub for a second. Now I think we're going to need to go 150 to get this scratch out. It's kind of deep. So switching back to stone real quick. Working that one spot. Hoping it goes away without creating other problems. Switch back. I'm going to try mixing up the direction of my scratch pattern real quick. Going backwards strokes, trying to get this scratch out. Sometimes when you're just going the same direction, the scratch will never come out, it seems like. So now going back forward scratches, reline everything back up. It looks like it's gone now. Good. Okay, the edge is looking good. What's up, Timmy T? Just sharpening a shaman all shiny. This is going to look good mirrored up with this PVD coating and everything. This will be one dope-ass build, especially with the crown spine. It's interesting thought to crown the spine on a coated blade, and it actually looks really good. Got a little bit of, there we go, directional, looking at the edge, making sure it looks all good. Definitely sharp. Okay, 800 grit. Hit these real quick and go to 5K. Oh yeah, O.J. Simpson's dead. Oh darn. So sad. I have the news on in my office pretty much all the time. I watch a lot of news. Okay, looking at the light, making sure we're all good. I think we need a couple more passes real quick. Jack the heel a little bit. Okay. Bro, he liked knives. That's funny. This is quite enjoyable. I don't have to pick my kid up today because my wife's picking him up, and my daughter is asleep in her bed, the one that stays home from daycare today. This tip is a little bit, it's fine. It's just got a little shadow on it. There we go. Okay, 2000 grit stone. This, once you get to 2000, it really starts to come alive. And it looks like pretty mirrored up, and then you hit it with 5K, and it's like all good. I don't spend much time on strops anymore. I used to, like, when I had my KME, you go to 1500 grit, and it's kind of matte still. It's very even, but still kind of matte finish. And then you hit it with the strop, and it polishes your edge and gives you the mirror. But when you have good stones like these, you don't need to rely on your strops to give you the polish. You just need to rely on your strops to give you that final tune up of your edge. Catch anything hanging off of it. Pay extra attention to your heels. They have a tendency to stay a little smoky if you don't really work on them. Okay, now our 5000 grit stone. And this just gives it a nice final little spit polish. Okay. Oh, pretty sad for the show tomorrow. I hope he brings good factory seconds, like, because usually he brings. It's always different, obviously. Sometimes a ton of S35 stuff or S30 stuff. Sometimes it's a bunch of Max Smith, a bunch of Japanese weird knives with serrated blades and weird shit that I don't buy, but I probably could and still flip them. Okay. Now we are going to take 1 micron strop, and we are going to adjust the angle of this edge to be 17.5 degrees again. because the strop is thinner than the stones. So you have to drop it about a 1/2 degree to right there. Wipe the goobers off the edge so you don't contaminate the strop as much as you can. Okay. Pulling strokes only on the strop. We're just going to use only 1 micron. I don't use like 9 strops or anything. I just use 1 strop after I've gone through 5,000. I can't tell the difference in the mirror, honestly. My mirrors have like sunlight micro scratches just like everyone else's does. They're not perfectly clean. This is why I call it a polished edge, not a mirror edge. Because if you look at it in the right light, you can see tiny little scratches that are just kind of impossible to get out. But this does a pretty good job of looking nice without breaking the bank. Okay, all done. Let's pop this guy out. I just replaced these screws again. They're small screws. They strip out easy. But I have learned. I have a bunch of stainless steel screws for these from my RC cars. They're like replacement screws. Just like it is with knives, the stainless steel screws do not hold up nearly as well as the tool steel screws, the black screws. So hopefully these ones don't strip out as easy. Okay, now I got to clean up all this gross stuff on all the coating. So as you can see, now it's all funky looking, right? It's like got marks and it's dirty and it's covered with bull crap from sharpening and dust. So we're going to put a little bit of oil. I'm just using this because I have it on my desk. It's just Gunny Glide. And then we're going to rub it around. And this will do 2 things. It will even out the color and it'll make it look new again. And it will lift all the dirt off. You're going to take a magic eraser, making sure you get all the Sharpie off by swiping off the edge. Sometimes I accidentally leave a little bit too much, so make sure to do lots of it. Okay. Okay. And then we do a cut test. Probably should have done that before I cleaned it, just in case, but I think we'll be safe here. Okay. We're all clean, all even. Take a chamois cloth, wipe all the extra oil off. And what we are left with is a nice, clean, even colored PVD coating. This side got a little dirty. You do this side again. Make a cleaner chamois cloth. That one's contaminating it. Okay. Let's do a paper cut test. My very scientific. I love it when people like, no offense, but people that don't really sharpen very often, and they always like have these super high tech ways to test how sharp their edge is. I sharpen every day. I don't do that. I just use piece of paper. You can feel how sharp a knife is just in a normal piece of paper. It doesn't need to be phone book paper. It doesn't need to be telephone book paper. It doesn't need to be newspaper, whatever. This is a very sharp edge, and I can feel how sharp it is just in plain printer paper. That's my test. And once it passes that, I can feel there's no nicks in the edge. Give it a little look-see, make sure there's no scratches that are obscene or gross looking. And we're good. And that's it. Well, thank you all for joining me today. There's our mirror. It's kind of hard to see on this camera at this angle, but there it is. This is a pretty cool knife, and I got one more to do for this owner, and then I'll get it sent back. thank you all for joining me. It was been wonderful. And let's do it again sometime. Peace out. Bye.